Okay, so what I discovered while I was out here playing around with my brother-in-law, say what's up, is that this hose was very loose. And from looking at the online content, it's quite possible that may be the cause of my 0410 code. So we're going to tighten that up, put a clamp on it, and see what happens. Peace out. All right, so let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, maybe not. Thank you, bro. Love power tools. Let's see what happens. Once we get the 2001 Camaro to a certain point, we'll start working on this car. Mostly cosmetic changes, more than likely rims and tint, things like that. And a possible add-on power adder, but we'll see. My brother-in-law's Hellcat, he gotta go get it washed though. It's a nice car, fast car, very fast car. I think I'll give you a break from the Camaro. Take a look at it. What I would call extreme muscle car. And beastly. Stay tuned. We will be getting this car modded as well. Yeah, he's crazy. Well, like I stated before, one of the issues I have with this car is it has an check engine code or service engine code, which it's the for the catalytic converter, which I am going to try one of the YouTube remedies and see if I can fix it. However, even with the car on the ramp, it doesn't look like I have much space, so I may have to jack the entire car up, back up, and jack the rear up as well before I attempt to get under it. I'm going to try it this way first. If not, I'll have to jack the entire car up. Okay, so I was about to fix or rig the workaround for the catalytic converter for a temporary fix so I can get past inspection. However, I don't feel like working in the street, so I don't know if you can hear that. My car is squeaking, which is unacceptable. Yes, this car is almost 20 years old, but this car is almost 20 years old, but I refused to listen to squeak. So if I can avoid it in any way, I will. So I just threw some lithium grease. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Squeak free. Just because you're old does not mean you need to be creaky. Keep yourself well lubricated, well maintained, well stretched out, work out, go in the gym, take care of yourself. Age does not mean failure. You can indeed be quite pliable even as you get older. Just take care of yourself. Like I was saying, I do not want to work in the street if I don't have to. So I'm going to drive about 45 minutes to an hour to hang out with my brother and additionally change that piece I need to change underneath the car in a garage, in a safe place where I don't have to risk my life for a minor repair. I don't know if you can hear me, and I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at, but that's a beautiful 67 Chevelle in front of me. Looking good. Take a look at it. Nice looking car. I am so far out east on Long Island that I'm losing radio reception. Yeah, we're heading out to the boondocks. It's a nice ride. Still on my drive to my brother's house. To hang out a little bit and work on the cars. Should be there in about another 20, 25 minutes. He has a really nice garage. It's a whole lot better than laying in the street. So that's what we're heading to right now. Car is driving beautifully. Should be a nice project when it's all done. Well, another footnote. I saw the police ahead. I figured, let's be safe and check out and see if this cruise control works. And guess what? The cruise control works flawlessly. Very nice. This car keeps surprising me. So far, so good. Here we are at Dr. Pete's house. Just making room for me to get into the garage. So here we are in Dr. Pete's garage. We're gonna do the YouTube P0420 workaround, so I can get this car inspected. Having issues with the inspection, so I need to get that taken care of, because here in New York, you will get a ticket just having the car in front of your house with no inspection sticker. And Dr. Pete is working on his Chevelle. See anything missing? That would be a frame. Frame is outside while he masterfully, skillfully builds pieces that are missing from the undercarriage. So now we're going to get to the YouTube workaround, which is we make these extensions that go attached to the O2 sensors. What we do is we take this 1/2-inch drill bit and drill out this opening right here. We drill out that opening with this 1/2-inch drill bit, and then we take this and place it inside of this opening. I'm actually going to put a little bit of steel wool in between these two, just to ensure that I can slow down the gases enough to make a difference. And then you put a crush washer in between, snug it down significantly tight but not overly tight, and attach it to the O2 sensor position on the down tooth underneath the car. So I'll be back to you after we make this drill hole. Also with this rich drill. It's come a long way. Great having good tools. These are the finished products, the spacers. You can see it drill through one, left the hole in the other, put one into the other. Part number 42009. Normally I would put anti-seize on these threads. However, I don't have any, it's too late to go and get any. And this is just a temporary fix anyway, until I decide whether I'm going turbo or headers. So here we are underneath the car. Here is one sensor, and there's the other. We'll take these out and face the spacer. So this socket here did not work. Brand new socket from Harbor Freight. Started stretching. Did not do the job. This I also got from Harbor Freight, and this actually got the job done. Ooh-wee. Took some work, but got it done. Well, here is the workaround installed. This is the side that was giving me trouble, so that's done. I'm going to go to the other side now. If I can get it off quickly, I'll take it off. If not, we'll wait for another day. Okay, here we go. Well, in attempting to take out the O2 sensor, I had this socket. It's pretty thick, pretty heavy. Not sure what the brand name on it is, probably Chinese. However, this socket started stretching out. So I went and purchased more sockets. Picked up these sockets from Advanced Auto, which I have not used. Picked up this socket from Harbor Freight. It stretched out. And the one that worked was the one that came in this package. The 3/8 offset. That's the one that finally got the job done. Okay, after a day of banging on the underneath the Chevelle, 66 Chevelle with no engine, no transmission, no frame, no bumpers, parts of the floor missing, and got a lot of work done. Dr. Pete, what do you say? Give me a positive thought for today.
just I'm old school, man. I don't believe in that YouTube stuff. You know what I mean?
we have a non-believer.
I'm not really down. No, YouTube has helped me a lot.
People,
So.
I need you to.
YouTube has helped me a lot. I have a lot of respect for YouTube. Thank you, YouTube.
We've learned a lot, learning how to weld. He's not a welder, but he's working it out.
Maybe you can help some people out. You know? Yep. I just learned how to weld about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
He's got his...
TIG welder. TIG welder that my father-in-law gave me.
Here's another project. We're going to have plenty of projects for you, YouTube. That's one project. That's another project. Here's another project. And then we got the big one, the Nova. That's a surprise. We'll show that to you later. Okay, so now after having fixed the NOx sensors, I still have 2 codes coming up. And the 2 codes are the P0420 code, which is generally the catalytic converter, and the P1410 code, 1410. Yeah, those 2 codes are coming up. I'm trying to get rid of them. I did put extenders on my O2 sensors and drove about 50 miles. Nothing has changed. However, I have not reset the code yet. So what I'm going to do is clear the code with my ODB2 reader and see what happens then. So that's where we are right now. But I did come into some complications while I was working on the car. What happened was one of the sockets that I have for the O2 sensor was so tight that I could not break it free. I ran into some complications. Let me show you. Okay, so here we have my original O2 sensor socket. This actually replaced, I had forgotten, I bought this in replacement of a one that failed before. The one that failed was similar to this one, which is very thin. I picked this one up from Harbor Freight, and I picked this one up from Harbor Freight. I picked these 2 up from Advance Auto, which seemed exactly like, they look exactly and feel exactly like the Harbor Freight ones, but they cost twice the money. So, and they were not returnable if I used them. So what I did was, what happened when I started to use this, it started to stretch, and it started to strip the O2 sensor. It was on so tight. I was really yanking on it, and it would not come loose. So I said, let me go. I went out to purchase some additional ones, see if it worked. This stretched right away. It wasn't even, I didn't even have to put a lot of effort in, and it did start to stretch. However, this little gadget here, this offset oxygen sensor, actually is what pulled it off. It's very stiff, has a very small opening, which probably contributes to its strength. And that's what I used. And it's only a 3/8. I was a little fearful that I might break that piece that goes in there, but it worked. And so the this did not work. Didn't even come close. This tried to work. I had to really pull it, but it finally started to stretch. And this Harbor Freight tool worked fine. So this I'm keeping, and this I'm taking back. Harbor Freight said if I tried it and it didn't work, I could take it back. That I'm taking back. This I'm keeping, and these 2 are going back to Advance Auto. I never opened it up and never used it. So that's the issue. I did manage to get both O2 sensors off, put the extensions in, and we have to see what happens from that point. Now, what I tried prior to that was this. I used this guaranteed to pass stuff. It did not work for me. I did see countless YouTube videos where it apparently did work for some people, did not work for me. I also tried lacquer thinner, and the lacquer thinner did not work for me either. Maybe I have not given it enough time, but I don't have a lot of time because I need to get this car to pass inspection so I do not start to collect tickets with the car parked on the street. Right now I'm having it's in my driveway, but my driveway is not paved, and it causes a problem with dirt and mud. So that's not very convenient either. So we're on our way. We're trying to figure it out. Now, on to the next issue, which is the plans for the car so far. Like I said, the car's name is Promise. So this is my, I don't know, point sheet, goal sheet. I have it entitled The Promise Project Goals. So what we are looking for here is a few things we are going to do. A short shifter. I want to change the shifter, put a short shifter in it. Soundproofing. Carpet, which I have already purchased, have not installed yet. Seats, which I have purchased but have not installed yet. Intake gaskets, which were changed. A cam kit, I don't know what cam to get, whether I'm going with turbo or whether I'm going with a conventional cams. Headers, which would depend on whether I'm going turbo or not, so that's a hold off. I eventually will get a rear end. Emergency brake cable has been changed and fixed. Signal lights, I had a problem with that. I fixed it. Rear shocks are going to be changed, and they will be done systematically. Since I have to pull the entire interior out in order to change the carpet, and one of the things you have to do when you change the rear shocks, at least, is to pull out the interior. The shocks are going to be it's going to be done relatively soon, since I already have to get to that area of the car. Front struts may not happen right away, but they will happen. And as a question mark whether I'm going to cut the springs or not. I'm not sure. I do want to stiffen up on the suspension a little bit, but I'm not sure if I want to lower it. I like the lowered look, but I also need clearance. If I'm going to put long tube headers on it, I really don't want a problem driving it around. So that's something I'm undecided on. A few things I have to figure out. And then, of course, these two codes which I'm dealing with. So I'm open to suggestions. I'm going to consult with some of my friends who've done some of these projects already, and we will see what would be the best course of action, considering this is a budget build. I do not expect or do not want to spend a lot of money on it. So that is one of the main issues. I want to remain within a certain budget, which I have not yet established, but that is the goal. So these tools I never tried. They look exactly like the Harbor Freight tool, but they cost twice as much. I paid about $32 for these two combined. I paid about $14 for these two combined. And this did the job for me. Talk to you soon. Okay, so I still have no codes. 7 of the 8. I'm not sure if you can read that there. Just focusing on that. But it's showing 7 of 8 readiness of the monitors are ready. So hopefully we're close. I have to do a few more miles probably to get. Looks like I have to do a few more miles to complete the drive cycle. We have 7 out of 8 monitors ready. Still no check engine light, thank goodness. So, looks like we may have rectified the check light issues. Stay tuned. So, took a little trip out to Eastern Long Island just to see if a buddy would be at his shop. I didn't call ahead. Just so happened he's not there. But it was a good ride. Now we're gonna head back. Just enjoying the car on a Saturday. A cold Saturday in New York.